Good morning and welcome to the reading for the week. This is Marlene and we're doing a reading for the week of March 16th to the 22nd, 2014. Today I'm using the deck The Enchanted Map by Colette Baron Reid. It's a beautiful deck. I love the pictures and the artwork on it. And so we're going to get started. So today is a very auspicious day as it is the day of the full moon, and so we're bringing in all of those energies and that as well. So typically the full moon is about releasing because it has come to full and now we're going to wane until it gets to the new moon, and so this is really good. So let's have a look at our cards for this week. As typical, I've drawn 3 cards, and I just want you to know that I actually do not know what the cards are before I turn them over. So you and me are getting them together for the first time. As you can see today, there is actually 5 cards here because the first card came out by itself, the second and third card each had a mate with it. So we're going to start off with our first card and see what it has to say. So this is Metamorphosis. And we have some butterflies and some flamingos, and the flamingos are touching noses or beaks in this case. And that so Metamorphosis is always about shifting and changing, and typically we look at this as ourselves. So this is actually coming into the full moon, and that this is a really good card to have start us off. If you're not aware, and that what happened on the first of the month when the moon was new, and that we also had Mars and Saturn go retrograde. And so when Mars and Saturn go retrograde, and that it's like we just got off of a Mercury retrograde, which then brings us to the place of action, and that where we want to start doing things and everything. But Mars and Saturn combined have us doing more of an internal, like, okay, slow down and let's think about what in your life is not working. Now, they go direct on Mars goes direct on spring, on the equinox, spring equinox, sorry, mixing up my words a bit today. So that is happening this coming Friday. So the Metamorphosis is like, okay, this is now the week that you should be preparing yourself for what needs to shift within your life. What areas are you not really exactly happy with, and that you would like to sort of tweak, and this is the opportunity to rewrite those areas. So it's like you are being given a gift this week of looking at what in your life is not working, and if you could wave a magic wand and change that situation, what would that one area or 2 areas or 3 look like? And you really can wave a magic wand. This is the time for you to start shedding the old, letting go of that, and allowing the new to come in. So really take some time this week and sort of focus and look at what in your life is working and what isn't working, and where you would like to make some changes. And the great thing about this is that you are in control. So the changes aren't happening whether you want them to or not. They're happening because you want them to. So it might be that you want a new haircut, a new hairstyle. It might be that you want a new outfit for spring. It might be that you start a new diet plan this week or a new exercise plan. It could be that you start looking for a new job, and that if you want love to come into your life, perhaps there's something there that is holding you back, and it's time to start looking at that as well. So we start off and we are into the Metamorphosis. So we are getting an opportunity to look at ourselves and shift up this week. And the second card, I'll just pull one of them here first. Oh, it's into the unknown. This is actually a very beautiful card, and she's really like got her hands up and that to guide her in case she bumps into something and everything, and she can feel, she can't see because her eyes are blindfolded, and she really is going into the unknown. It's not a dark card. There's lots of light within it and everything. So this is about, okay, going into the unknown. And a lot of times when we are doing a shift in that, we sort of know maybe what we don't want in our life, but how do we get to that point? And hopefully we'll have some cards here that sort of help give us some clues. But it's like, start doing something. It's into the unknown. Everything is unknown. And when it's unknown, that's when fear kicks in and it stops us, because we don't know what is coming. And it's like, okay, I know what's happening right now, and I don't want to, tip the apple cart. And if I do this, what if it's not better than what I already have? So this card is asking you to just be brave, have some courage. You know what you want to change within your life. So let's just step into the unknown. Think of it as an adventure and come at it from a place of love, and don't look at it as fearful, and that we are in control. So we are stepping into our unknown, and we're going to see what card came with that one. Slow and steady. This is a beautiful card as well. And that slow and steady wins the race. We all know that phrase, and so it's slow and steady. So our metamorphosis doesn't have to be like, as we're stepping into the unknown, we can take small baby steps. We can be, take one little step, pause, have a look around, make sure that that is the correct step that we should be taking. It's not a race here. This is something for you. It is an improvement for your life so that it brings you more joy. So slow and steady wins the race. You're in charge. There is no timeline. It's like just right now is a very good time to be starting to do these things. And as I said, as we're coming off of the Mars retrograde, and that the Mars retrograde is just about really taking things a lot slower and really delving deeply into ourselves within, and just looking at things. And it's like, okay, I've done things this way for so long, but it doesn't feel right anymore. It's not resonating, and where am I going to shift it? So there is no rush, but just know that this is the time. The energy is supporting you to start looking at these changes, start deciding what you're going to do, and start stepping into the unknown and taking baby steps to come to where you want to be with that. So we're just going to move it along a little bit here so we can see our third card. We're again going to only pull over one, and we have follow the leader. Oh, following the leader. And I want you to be the leader this week. And maybe how you get to be the leader is you look at people that, you admire, and who do you look up to? That is like a great place to start. Because sometimes if we don't know what we want to change, but we know that it's not feeling right with us, and that it's like if we look at people that we admire and how they live their lives and what they do, and then that gives us some clues as to what we can shift within ours. So we're following the leader. This is quite a fun little card in that, and I don't know who's following who, but it just seems like people are joining, and it's kind of like reminds me of a conga line, so it's a lot of fun. And we're following the leader, and while this looks very summer-like in that, and we have a very beautiful golden path that we're on, we are sort of moving towards fall. So this is telling us maybe a timeline of we're going to be shifting in that, and we might not fully realize all of these shifts until the fall. And there is a clock on the tree, so I would assume that that's what this is telling us. But more importantly, it's telling us you are the leader, so be the leader. And that, but follow maybe your dreams, and follow maybe somebody who's come before you, and that maybe you look up to your mom or your dad and you think, wow, like what they've done in their lives and how they got to there. Maybe it's a grandparent that immigrated, and if you look at that and you think, wow, how fearful was that for them to leave a country that they grew up in, they were born in, and then oftentimes they left their whole family behind to come here for a better life or whatever, and that sometimes our changes then, that puts them into perspective, and really they are quite small changes that we need to make. The card that came with that one is Balancing Act. Now Balancing Act, I love this card. This is one of my all-time favorite cards in this deck. she's standing there and she has a piece of string and there's this boat on a wheel and it's just balancing there, and there's these beautiful little red, I like to call them little red flowers, little red hearts that are falling down. So the balancing act is about staying in balance with our authenticity, like our authentic selves. So it's not about being somebody else, it is about being ourselves, but sometimes to get to that we have to look at who has come before us, or who we aspire to be like, or whatever, but we really need to stay within our integrity and be in balance. And when we are in our integrity and we are being our authentic selves, we are in balance. There is no competition. There is no one like you. And so there is no one that will do things like you do. There is no right or wrong in this. This is about you going and looking at, what do I want to change in my life? And how can I get to there? And it's about staying with, like, okay, who am I? Who am I really? And am I portraying that to the outer world, who I really am? And I'm not asking you to go and start, opening up all the doors and just being out there all the time, because who we authentically are sometimes can be very private. However, if it's not in alignment, if what we present to the world is not who we truly are, it is time to step up to that. And the balancing act and the reward is that when we are authentic selves, we are in balance. So if you're feeling a little out of balance, that could be a clue as to what you need to change. Overall, this is a marvelous reading for this week. And it's like I say, this is an auspicious week. We start off today with the full moon, and we are going to be having the spring equinox happening on, I believe it's Friday the 21st, but it could be the 20th. I might have my date wrong there. So we're having the spring equinox, so that's something to celebrate. And the spring equinox is always about fertility and rebirth, and it's something really to celebrate. So what better week to start looking at what you want to shift within your life and what you're going to rebirth and bring in with the spring, and have it blossom come this summer, and be able to reap the rewards of what you've sown now come fall. So spend a little time this week and just look at it. If it's just one area in your life that you change, like I say, it could be a new hairstyle, new hair color, it could be a new spring outfit that reflects more of who you are. It could be that you're going to start stepping up and teaching a class, and that in how to balance your life and how to have a work-life balance, and that is equal even when work seems to overtake. So whatever it is this week that you are going to be bringing forth and thinking about to rebirth with this coming week, I salute you and I honor you, and I encourage you to stay the path. For the work might be hard now, and as you step into the unknown, there might be some fear. But at the end of the day, you will be ever so glad that you did this. Thank you for sharing this moment with me today. I really enjoy doing these readings for everyone, and that it just really is my heart work. I want you all to have a very blessed and happy week this week, and until next week, we'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.